up to 107 expected.
Is WXJ53 wireless now? I think WXJ53 just came back on the air. It's 2 minutes before the public information statement said it would.
1 p.m. this afternoon to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Wednesday. Impacts, hot temperatures and high humidity may... Drink plenty of fluids. Stay in an air-conditioned room. Stay out of the sun. And check up on relatives and neighbors. This advisory is for the following counties in Georgia: Franklin, Hart, and Stevens.
That's definitely not KXI-89. Oh boy.
Impacts, hot temperatures and high humidity may cause heat illnesses. Take extra precautions when outside. Wear lightweight and loose-fitting clothing. Try to limit strenuous activities to early morning or evening. Take action when you see symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Do not leave young children and pets in unattended vehicles. Car interiors will reach lethal temperatures in a matter of minutes. Drink plenty of fluids. Stay in an air-conditioned room. Stay out of the sun and check up on relatives and neighbors. The current time is 12:02 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Here are the 11 a.m. weather observations from around the area. At Gainesville, it was sunny, the temperature was 89. At Jefferson, it was sunny and 88.
What happened to the more detailed report?
At Jasper, it was sunny, the temperature was 86. At Monroe, it was sunny, the temperature was 88. At Pickens, it was sunny and 92, wind northeast at 6. At Cornelia, it was sunny and 87, wind north at 5. At Toccoa, it was sunny and 88, wind northeast at 5. At Canyon, it was sunny and 88, wind calm. Elsewhere across Georgia, at Athens, it was sunny and 90, wind northwest at 8. At Lawrenceville, it was sunny and 88, wind calm. At Atlanta, it was mostly sunny and 90, wind northwest at 9. At Rome, it was sunny and 88, wind northeast at 3. At Cartersville, it was sunny and 88, wind calm. At Augusta, it was sunny and 91, wind calm. At Macon, it was sunny and 89, wind calm. Elsewhere across the region, at Chattanooga, it was mostly sunny and 87, wind northwest at 5. At Asheville, it was sunny and 85, wind north
And
at
this is
12.
why I'm really disappointed right now.
At Greenville,
Did you just hear it cut out?
It was sunny and 91, wind northeast at 10. Here is the hazardous weather outlook.
So basically, now that WXJ53 is wireless, I'm expecting it's going to glitch out like crazy. Alerts are going to become unreliable. Some of my older radios will no longer like activating. Some of my pickier radios will just decide not to activate off of it because it's wireless. And that is how they work on stations like KEC80. And it's probably just going to have overall even less reliability than being a rural phone line station like it has been. So honestly, I've thought several times over the past few years of what I might do if WXJ53 ever goes wireless. And I think I may not end up doing what I'd thought. I'd imagine some pretty extreme things, like quitting making videos, because I just really hate wireless stations. But I don't know, maybe I'll just have most of my radios on KEC80 because at least it sounds less distorted than WXJ53's new wireless feed. It was almost sounding distorted. Like the volume was turned, the input gain was turned up too high or something. This is crazy. Plus, some radios, as you just heard with the 262, tend to add their own distortion to wireless stations that's not really there on phone line stations. Like, listen.
Chance of rain 30%. And now the extended forecast. 100 to 104. Tonight, partly cloudy. Lows around 70. Low 8. Wind northwest at 6. At Hampton, the temperature was 90, wind west at 3. Likely. Highs in the lower 90s. North winds 5 to 10 miles an hour.
So in my opinion, the wireless sound quality is worse. Because, sure, it may provide a sound quality that many people enjoy more compared to phone line, just because it's spacier and has better treble definition. But for one thing, you can tell it sounds lower resolution, if you will. Like, it's not actually smooth. And that may be one of the reasons some radios don't like activating off of wireless stations. And then also, especially because of just the way the sound quality itself is changed compared to phone line, in my opinion, some words become harder to understand. It just doesn't sound as natural. And with a voice like the one that these weather radio stations use, I think wireless stations are harder to understand the audio from compared to phone line stations. And so, of course, that makes it objectively worse. Even if it's not a huge difference, it is still just slightly objectively worse. And plus, if it's time to get subjective, this kind of sound quality just sounds kind of boring at this point.
The current time is 12:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Here are the noon weather observations from around the area.
It sounds like so many other stations, especially further south of where I am. And like in Florida, I find it a bit more boring to listen to weather radio stations because they're all reading pretty much the same kinds of products, and they all have similar forecast offices and similar sound qualities mostly. Whereas where I live, I can get reception from stations further south, all the way over in Alabama or near the border, here where I live in north central Georgia, and in the southern Appalachian Mountains. And now they're starting to all sound the same, even if they're from different regions. So I personally just don't enjoy it as much anymore. And with wireless stations, like I've been saying, they all pretty much sound the same. With many phone line stations, they have different sound qualities. And in fact, with KXI22, you may have heard there's like a low hum in the background. And there was also a hum in the background of WXJ53's former phone line feed. But it was different. And up until, I think, last year, KXI22 also had a totally unique sound quality that was kind of crackly. So there's just a lot more potential for interesting variation, and the crackling never seemed to affect the way radios activate. So again, this is all subjective and personal and not pertinent to how these things are going to function aside from the actual sound quality of the wireless station affecting the alert decoding. But again, personally, I feel like phone line stations are much nicer to listen to, especially if you can receive more than one station. So I guess there we go. That's this major weather radio update for me as of today, June 24th, 2025. And I even just started recording seconds after I saw that the 261 was no longer flashing signal loss. And I turned it on, heard that it was wireless, and then started recording. So, that is it for this one. And that's it for WXJ53's phone line feed.